Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the American Music Fan, and today I'm kind of doing a weird video. I'm just going to run down the list of Pink Floyd albums from my least favorite to my favorite, and just kind of give a rundown of which ones I think are better. Um, I'm not going to go into the reviews consecutively because when I did the Beatles ones, I kind of got bored, and what's the point of doing YouTube if you're bored? So all these come out of the Discovery box. Watch my review of that. Starting with my least favorite Pink Floyd album, and I can honestly say that I don't like this album. The only Pink Floyd album I can honestly say that to, Amagama. Um, Now for Amagama, the live album is okay. It has Astronomy Domain and Careful with That Axe Eugene, which are good. Set the Controls for the Hearts. Yeah, the live album's awesome, I have to tell you, but the studio album I really don't like. It's really kind of it's just kind of weird noises that really bother. It's kind of like if Revolution number 9 from the Beatles was stretched out. I'm not going to do a rant on it like I did for number 9 on my White Album review. But yeah, I don't know. I just never really liked Gumma that much. A lot of people do, and it's fine if you do, but I just don't. My second least favorite, I don't mind this album, but I just don't really like it that much. It's Momentary Lapses of Reason. I've only really heard it a couple times. There's only a few on here that I really like. I really like On the Turning Away and On the Turning Away, Sorrow, and Learning to Fly are really the only ones on here that I can actually say I like a lot. But this was kind of a weird album. Because Roger Waters wasn't there, and then there's some other problems in the band. That's Momentary Lapse of Reason. I don't hate it, just don't really appreciate it as much. Then we have A Saucerful of Secrets, which I like this album. I don't know. There's something about it that I don't know. It's kind of another one of those really psychedelic albums. Let There Be More Light, Remember a Day, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun. I do like Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, Seesaw, and Jughead Blues. But other than that, I don't know. This album is just not very special to me, I guess. I just never really took a liking to it. So yeah, Saucerful of Secrets. Next, Adam Hart Mother. I actually really like this album, and this is an album that I can honestly say the orchestra, like the band piece on here, I can honestly say that this is one that I actually enjoy sitting through. The Adam Hart Mother side, and then I guess it would be the B side if you listen to it on record, and then this side is awesome with the orchestra pieces. That's really nice, and then the other side is really awesome. If Summer 68, Fat Old Sun is awesome. Adam's Psychedelic Breakfast, Rise and Shine, Sunny Side Up, and Morning Glory. All those are really, 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 really good songs. I can't. Yeah, I like this album a lot. The only reason that some of these albums that a lot of people like are farther up on back on the list is because Pink Floyd has some really good stuff. So yeah. Then we have the soundtrack from the film More. And More is an album I wasn't expecting to like it really, but I ended up liking it a lot, especially which one was it? There was one on here I really liked. I think it's that one, number 6. I can never pronounce it, but all of them are really good on here actually. Which is really, it's a good album. It's a good album. This is an album where the songs kind of blur together in my mind though, so I can't really remember how they all go. But good album. Good album. Yeah. I'm gonna switch these two. Next we have Obscured by Clouds, which is, I really like the cover. There's those Indians fighting off the Europeans on the back there. The Gold is one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs of all time. Absolutely Curtains, Childhood End, Mudmen, When You're In. Those are all really good songs. I'm just kind of doing quick reviews. I will review these individually. But yeah, so good album, Obscured by Clouds. Then we have Animals, which is really A good album when I'm in the right mood. When I'm in the right mood, I love this album so much. This was, of course, the follow up to Wish You Were Here, I believe. And it's really good. Especially on here, Pigs on the Wing 1 and 2 are really good songs. I really appreciate those. But I like the stuff in between too, especially Pigs' 3 different ones. You know what? They're all great. But yeah, okay, there's Animals. We're working on down the line, folks. We're working on down the line. And next, people are going to think it's weird, but I really like the final cut. Like, I really do. I mean, it's a depressing album, and it's mostly just kind of like Roger Waters, but I really like it. It's a great song. Paranoid Eyes is just awesome. This album, it kind of follows a formula, it kind of keeps rhythm with throughout the album, but it's really good. Not Now Johnny's good. The final cut is awesome. I really like this album, especially Paranoid Eyes. Really good. It's really depressing. You kind of have to sit down and listen to it. If you're sad, I mean, this will get you really more sad. But yeah, I really like it. A lot of people say they don't like it, but I really like it. Next, we have their first album, A Piper at the Gates of Dawn, which, of course, has their original frontman, Syd Barrett. I really like this album, too. Astronomy, Domain, Lucifer Sam, Matilda Mother, Flaming, Power Talkie H. Really awesome. The ones I especially like on here are the last 4. The Gnome, Chapter 24, The Scarecrow, and Bike. Those are really the ones I like on here, but I like Astronomy, Domain, too, and I like all of them on here. Interstellar Overdrive. Actually, that make it the last 5, because Interstellar Overdrive Down is just incredible. Awesome album, great Pink Floyd album, awesome debut. Then we have most people's number 1, but my number whatever it is, number 5, I suppose. I think. Yeah, number 5. Dark Side of the Moon. Of course, this is their legendary 1973 album. It's awesome. Speak to Me and Breathe in the Air is incredible. Time is one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs of all time. I love that. All time, get it? You can never stop running out of puns for that. Greg in the Sky, Sweet Money. I've heard it way too many times, so I'm kind of stopped liking it, but I'm sure that if I would have heard it the first time, it just would have been awesome. Us and Them is sweet. Brain Damage has always been one of my favorites, and Eclipse is incredible. Most people's favorite, my 5th favorite. I don't know, it's just the way it is. I think they have better stuff. Next, this is going to be weird. This is really weird that this would beat out Dark Side of the Moon, but The Division Bell. Their final studio album. A lot of people, again, don't really like this album. I love this album. I really love everything on here. What Do You Want From Me, Poles Apart, Marooned. A Great Day for Freedom. I mean, especially Coming Back to Life. That's awesome. Keep Talking, High Hopes. All of this album is incredible. I don't know why people don't like it. I mean, it's awesome. I really like this album, actually. It's one of my favorites, obviously, as you can tell. Great album. Moving on to The Wall. I love The Wall. It's another kind of depressing one. If you listen to the story, it's mostly just about a rock star who kind of is starting to build this barrier around him. This is when Roger Waters was starting to get sick of Pink Floyd. But I guess this is what you could call their last actual super hit album. Obviously, another brick in the wall, 1, 2, and 3. I actually prefer part 3. Part 2 I really got bored of again. In the Flesh is good. Mother is incredible. Goodbye Blue Sky is absolutely awesome. I don't know. I could talk about this album for an hour. I'm gonna wait to talk about this one for the review because this video is starting to get to like 10 minutes. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of just keep moving here. Number 2 is Wish You Were Here, a fantastic album, the follow-up to Dark Side of the Moon. Great album, awesome. It only has 5 songs on there, but they are very impactful. Opens up with Shine On You Crazy Diamond Part 1 through 5, I believe. And then 6 through 9, yeah. Okay, so yeah, then we go to Welcome to the Machine, one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs, Have a Cigar, another one of my favorites, Wish You Were Here, and then close with Shine On You Crazy Diamond. This was a tribute to Syd Barrett. Obviously, he had a mental breakdown, and so That's why they made this album. It's just kind of a commemoration to him. Fantastic album. And number one, if you watched the review, you already know what it is. And if you watched my unboxing review, which you should, you would already know what it is. But it is Metal. I already reviewed this album, so I'm just going to let you watch the review mostly. But this album offers a very diverse body of work in only 6 songs. It's awesome. Fearless is one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs, is my favorite Pink Floyd song of all time. One of These Days has incredible bass, echoes is 24 minutes of pure psychedelic craziness. So yeah, that's the thing. If you want to watch a more in-depth review that I do on this, there's a review on the channel. And yeah, so that was my favorite Pink Floyd album list. And I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I didn't include any live stuff, just to let you know. But yeah, anyway, goodbye.